Hi, welcome back to my YouTube channel on this Easter weekend around the world. It's Easter Saturday here in Adelaide and quite a warm day. I'm just going to share a little story. The title of this short message is One Word Only, and I'll explain why I've chosen that title. Some years ago, I hadn't been a Christian very long, so it's getting on for 50 years ago when this happened, or yeah, it wasn't quite 50 years ago. I'd probably been a Christian maybe a couple of years, and I was an enthusiastic sharer of the gospel to anyone that would listen. And I had a friend who introduced me to another lady, young woman, whose partner or boyfriend was dying in hospital of cancer, I think it was. He was seriously ill. And this girl I was introduced to, she met my friend at a group that had been formed in Adelaide for those who had lost loved ones or in the process of losing loved ones. And it was a Christian support group. So anyway, I was introduced to this young woman, and she wanted someone to come along and share with her boyfriend the gospel, and because she was very concerned about him. So I said, yes, I'll come with you. So we went to this hospice, I guess it was, and this gentleman was there, and I had all sorts of preconceived ideas of how I would start the conversation and what I would say and how I would hopefully lead him to the Lord Jesus, as you do as a Christian when you are keen on evangelism. Anyway, and I still am, but I was taken aback because I was introduced to this man. His girlfriend said, "This is Jeff, he's come here to share you about Jesus," or something along, I can't remember exactly what she said. But anyway, his tone, he looked at me and his tone became very aggressive, and he said, "One word. I want one word only as to why I should believe." And I was flummoxed. I didn't know, how do you give, and he was limiting me to one word only. And I thought, how can I answer that question? And I didn't really answer it at all. I couldn't think of one word that was going to, what word would you think of? Anyway, the conversation continued for some time. I found out that he had been a top South Australian sportsman in his chosen field and had won, state titles and things like that. It wasn't a sport I was involved in. And anyway, he was dying of cancer. And we continued on our conversation for some time, and very aggressive man. But we talked about things, and then at the end of, we'd been there probably half an hour, and his friend and I decided we were leaving, and he pulled me over. He said, "Thank you very much for coming." And I thought, oh, well, that didn't go so bad after all. He thanked me for coming, so that was good. Anyway, I went home, of course, thinking what would be that one word that I could have given him. And the one word for me now is the one word that Paul, the Apostle Paul, decided that was the emphasis of everything that he preached. And that one word is, well, it's two words, the cross. And of course, we are remembering the cross over this Easter weekend. I just read from 1 Corinthians 17 to 18. This is in the King James Version. "For Christ sent me not to baptize," this is Paul speaking, "For Christ sent me not to baptize, but to preach the gospel, not with wisdom of words, lest the cross of Christ should be made of none effect. For the preaching of the cross is to them that perish foolishness, but unto us which are saved it is the power of God." So there you have it. The whole gospel of Christ and the power of salvation rests around that one word, the cross, and what actually happened on the cross, which is what we are remembering this weekend. I did go back and visit this gentleman, and he had asked me to take some photos because his friend told him that I was a photographer, and he wanted some photos of her to put in his coffin when he died. So I took some photos here in the backyard of his friend. They were nice photos, and took them along to him on a second visit, and he immediately aggressively pulled them to pieces, said, "These are terrible photos." Sometimes my wife has said that to me about some of my photos. Anyway, he said, "These are terrible photos," and he proceeded to tell me why. But nonetheless, he was still happy to have them and to keep them and put them in the coffin. And I'm not sure whether that was, I think I only saw him twice. May have been the last time I saw him anyway, it was not long before he died. And his doctor was visiting him in hospital, and they were deep in conversation when I arrived, and they were talking about the wonders of evolution and all that sort of stuff. And I thought, well, I'm not really probably going to have much opportunity to share much here, and I was sort of being left on the outer of the conversation, so I politely left. So I thought I would share that with you today. One word only, the cross. And if you think about that one word and what the cross means to Christians everywhere, and what that one word and what that one event, the cross, and of course the resurrection, can mean to you, I hope this makes you think about it, and if you're not already a Christian, and it's some food for thought, so they say. So thanks for watching. Enjoy the rest of your Easter, and I'll see you in the next video. See you later.